Everybody's eating. I'm hungry. Oh.
Welcome back, Young.
Hi.
We missed you.
Oh, I am back. Yes.
Question and eat it because there's stuff in which means there's a lot of stuff in here.
Oh, that's wear a sweater. Like, I'm hot.
Gosh, if you feel fit.
Oh my gosh.
You feel fit.
Hold on.
Hey, is the link not working?
Mom, I will eat it. I just.
Oh.
It's frozen, Kristen.
Jamie,
It's okay.
is the link not working? Do I need to post it somewhere else?
No, there was another link that I think I used. I don't know what
You
happened.
can trash it.
I had a different code.
Oh.
What did I use? There was a different code in the event location than there is in the link that is in that you posted back to.
I don't get it. I make the event and then I just copy the link it gives me and it's like never right. So that's cool.
Yeah, there's two different. If you look at the codes, there's two different codes.
Okay. All right. Is Ayana coming on?
I don't know. I think she might have said she might be late. Let me look. Why are you doing this to me, puppy?
Oh, cute puppy.
Jaden, you're gonna have to deal with it. Why don't you go take your shower now?
No.
Really?
What?
Listening.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. We'll start. Yeah, we'll start. I already have it recording, so we'll delete the embarrassing parts. So anyways, all right, guys. Well, welcome to our team meeting. Super excited. We have a guest speaker. We haven't had a guest speaker in like almost a year, huh? Or no, it hasn't been actually a year, but it's been a really long time. I think Ruthie was like the last one and the only one. So anyways, but yeah, we have a guest speaker tonight. Really excited. It's my homegirl, Camilla. She's down there. I think she's down there. She's in the box below me. So, but yeah, so she just came back from Shalene Johnson's Smart Success and learned a bunch of systems. So she's going to cover the thing that I'm not very good at. I know Jamie's really good at it too, but it's organization and structures and systems so that you can make your life a little bit easier and still accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. But first things first, before we get to Camilla, I want to just kind of do a few announcements. I finally changed our cover photo to celebrate everyone on the team. We had an amazing March. Super, super amazing March. Really proud of everyone. Even if you didn't have any Success Club points, I don't care. We all did a really great job. We were all super connected last month, and I just kind of want to keep that going. Our top Success Club earner would be Jamie. And
Yay!
so congratulations, Jamie. And then two of her coaches from her team actually got Success Club points too. Harley has joined the Success Club. Team.
Great job.
Month of success starters. So as you guys know, if she hits it 2 more months, then she gets a free ticket to Nashville, right? It's still Nashville.
What? I didn't know that.
Procurement.
Yeah, dude. So it's time to hang out with us all in person. But yeah, so amazing job to everyone for hitting, any type of Success Club points, or even if you didn't hit it, just being involved with the group. Just a really, really amazing job. I did a big post on my Facebook today that got like 12 likes. But, hop over to my Facebook, look at my second to last post, not the Lucy post, but the one before that. And I just congratulated everybody that hit Success Club in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not the actual Success Club 5. We had a lot of people that had a couple points really close. Jasmine hit Success Club 4, so that was really, really important. But that just goes to show you that we're, progress is progress. We're all making it happen. So I know with the things that Camilla is going to teach us today, we'll be able to really set some goals and kind of spring into spring. So because this is the time last year, you guys may or may not know, when I kind of had my aha moment with coaching and decided to get my ass in gear and kind of change the course of my life. And it all started back in April, and this is the time that everyone's starting to think about, okay, well, they're like, oh dang it, okay, yeah, I probably should get in shape. This is when if you're an instructor at the gym, this is when you see people to start coming back to classes. So this is a prime time if you haven't really had a really great month last month, or maybe you're riding on really good momentum to just kind of keep that propelling forward. The last announcement that I want to make is Super Saturday. I swear, like, for the next 2 weeks, that's all I'm going to talk about. You've got to get to a Super Saturday, even if you're not near me, because I know a lot of us are going to the one in Seattle, and we're like going to go out to lunch, may have, some spiked kombucha, I don't know, but, we're just going to get together, have some fun. But definitely that's your chance to see the Beachbody culture in person live. Like, I can't say enough about it. It's just kind of like explaining to someone why coming on these calls is important. It's the same idea when you tell people you should listen to the National Wake Up Call. It's that same idea where you're like, you just got to do it. Like, you're like, it'll benefit you, I swear. But it's one of those things you just kind of got to see it and be there and experience it for yourself. And just staying connected and staying dialed in. I think for me personally, I'll just be real for a couple seconds, having a really weird couple weeks. And especially this time around, I'm like really sad that Nick isn't here. So, but I know staying plugged in with our team calls, staying plugged in with my challenge groups, staying plugged in on my personal development, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you should listen to the wake up call from this week. Definitely will get you out of that funk. I'm blaming it on the PMS. I'm just going to be real. But, it's just staying dialed in. The worst thing that you can do is just drift off into the sunset by yourself and not stay plugged into the team events. So for Saturday, there's a link. I think Kristen actually asked, and Jamie posted the link to find where your nearest Super Saturday is. So there's that. And then, yeah. So I think those are the two announcements. And then any promotions or anything like that, I posted it on our cover photo. But last thing before Camilla, I'm like, one more thing. But for the remainder of this month, I really want us to focus on getting back to basics. I'm finding myself too, where I'm like this time last month, I think I already hit Success Club 5 or something like that. So it's just staying dialed in. Oh, hey, Chelsea. Hey, look at them brows, girl. Okay, sorry. She's distracted me. But, just staying dialed in. What was I saying? Sorry, Chelsea's eyebrows distracted me.
You were saying back to basics.
Oh, back to basics. And so I posted it on our cover photo too, but our focus for this month is going to be the 3 vital behaviors. So the next 3 calls for this month are it's going to be those topics. And I'm going to kind of ask some of you to help out, with your take on inviting, being proof the product works, and personal development. So I think it's just good to get back to basics, because when we start getting too intertwined with the details and everything, it gets a little bit too conceptual and we can't really put it into practice. So that's all there is from me. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Camilla. So I'm going to have to get us in to screen share mode.
We'll do this.
Let's do it. Okay. Can you guys all still see everything?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the peoples? Okay. So let me move this. Okay. And then if you want to mute yourself so that, Camilla could talk and just do a presentation. If you have a notebook, highly, highly, highly recommend it. Or Shalene Johnson's going to knock down your door and spank you. So. All right, how do I mute myself?
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. So Jen, do I just tell you when to switch to the just like, okay. All right, so today we're gonna go ahead and talk about creating systems. We live in a life where, well, especially for me, where I work a full-time job, and there were so many times, I'm not a multi-tab type of person, so I need to really focus on what I'm doing at that moment. So what I currently sought after was creating systems in order to help me kind of just one tab everything as I did it. You can go ahead and switch, Jen. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about my story. I know a lot of people say, like even Jen told me, I don't have a crazy story. I'm here to tell you that your story is your ticket and that kind of cohesion to somebody that's going to relate to you. Even if it's just one tiny filament of your story that they connect to, it's so important for you to get your story down so that you can effectively relate it to somebody. And although you won't have the exact same story, there's going to be bits and pieces of your story that will connect to that person. So for me, I have 2 babies. My son is 6, my daughter is 3, but she acts like she's going to be like 15. And with each pregnancy, I gained 85 pounds. I was like 215 when it was time for me to give birth. It was crazy. My first born, I was like 23. I didn't care. I thought I was cute. You know, I worked at makeup, so I was like, I could hide it up here, but everything down here I lost full control of. I ate whenever I felt like it. I would do a closing shift. I would get home at 11 and I'm like, honey, pick me up a Carl's Jr. Western bacon cheeseburger because mama's hungry. And I had no regard for my body. I didn't care. So the second time around, between my daughter and my son, we got engaged. Of course, that's like the best motivator to get in shape. I started running. I was a super cardio bunny and I lost the weight, but I was kind of like skinny fat in a way. So I knew that there was still more that I can do. And I ended up heavier with my daughter, working out up until my 5th month. And my doctor just told me it was genetic. She was like, ask your mom how much she gained. I asked her, she said 75 pounds. So I'm like, well, there you go. So I just kind of gave up. Like, I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I just know that I'm going to have to work after that. So as after I gave birth, I had these 2 babies. One was nearly 3 and one was a newborn. I had all this extra weight in my body, all this crazy pain. My self-confidence was gone. I was in a young marriage, and sex is a big thing for young married people, especially men. And like, it was not happening the way that it should have. I would cringe at his touch. Like, it was just really bad. We argued every day. I wondered if we were going to make it. You know, I breastfed my daughter for 14 months. So my body was just like never my own. Like it wasn't my own. And so it was until I realized, like, my marriage is going to fail if I don't fix this. And I know it's me, and I can blame it on him. You got me pregnant. You don't have to go through this. Like, all of that, it doesn't matter, because now it's time for me to fix myself. And we fought every day. We battled every day, and it just hurt. So I knew I had to do something. Go ahead and switch. All right. So then in September of 2011, I found CrossFit. And CrossFit was that kind of go-to crazy elitist type athletic community. And while it was amazing for me and my self-esteem, it was an expensive way to get in shape. And it took me away from my family after work, which I didn't really like. And I knew I wasn't going to really like be a competitor and be like the fittest woman on earth. And I wanted to find something that I could really excel at. And while I was like mediocre at CrossFit, like this is a picture of me at a competition where I took like top 10, but I was like, I wasn't going to be an elitist. So, and I was putting in a lot of money and a lot of time away from my family. it was like $145 for me to go to CrossFit twice a week for a month. And then we paid that for my husband as well. So we were like $300 a month in CrossFit.
Woo!
Yeah. And I was like, there has to be a better way. I can do this stuff at home. And so I was like, okay, well, what to me is the epitome of fitness? And freaking blinged out bikinis is really what I thought. Like, I thought like clear heels, these crazy rib cages, like I really thought that I was going to achieve that. And I am the type of person who's super gung-ho about what I do. For instance, when I got engaged and I took to running, I bought all the coolest running gear. I subscribed to Runner's Magazine. Like, I envisioned myself as a runner. And so when I went to bikini competing, I was like, whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. Here I am with like a 7-month-old baby. I have no business going to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning, which I did for 6 months. And I wasn't seeing the progress that I liked. So naturally I did things that I wasn't supposed to do. That's just the rebel in me. And I took those freaking fat burners that you see at the bottom of the screen. And after about 6 months of this grueling training, my periods became irregular. My hair was falling out. I just was not fueling myself. There was a turning point where I went to lunch with my husband. And usually I was eating every 3 hours. I went to my 5th hour. And as our hostess was walking us to our table, I fainted. I just like fell on the ground. The freaking hostess had to pick me up. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. And it was just kind of that deciding factor where I was like, I can't do this to myself anymore. Like, this lifestyle is not for me. And I don't even think I was mentally prepared for it. And because of that, after I quit, I turned to binging and purging. And so it was just like this really terrible cycle of self-hatred after I quit, that I ballooned. I like gained 15 pounds within that month that I quit. And I was like, why did I just undo all that 6 months of work? So it was around when Instagram was getting kind of big, like 2 years ago, when Instagram was getting kind of hot, you know, and people were really using it to market themselves. And you can go ahead and switch, Jen, because the next one is how Instagram changed my life. So with Instagram, I found my mentor. I don't even remember what I was searching for, but I found my mentor. His name is Rob Insanity. And he was doing a program called The Ultimate Reset. And I know you guys all know it. And I was like, oh my God, like, I looked into it myself. I'm a Google person. So I Googled it myself, and it just looked to me that it was going to be a way that I could undo all of the damage that I had done with the fat burners, with the crazy supplements, with like the raspberry ketones, like all this crap that I was doing to my body. I knew that I could reset it with that. So I found him. And as soon as I connected with him, I was like, this guy's legit. Like, he doesn't even know me. I'm over here sending him like half naked selfies, and he's like, and he doesn't even care, you know? And I was just kind of like, okay, he's like legit. My husband was kind of iffy about him. He's like, who are you sending those to? I was like, but I felt renewed, and he didn't even ask me to check in, but I was like that person who was like, I'm sending you a picture to keep myself accountable. Like, I'm really sorry if I'm really annoying, but I need this. And I needed that because that's kind of what I was used to. And he was like my biggest cheerleader. And I knew that that was something that a lot of people needed, because there are a lot of people out there who need us, you know what I mean? And that's why we do this. And that's why we feel like we need to pay it forward, because there's times where you have been successful and you want somebody to see that success. So that's how I decided. As soon as I did the Ultimate Reset, I lost 15 pounds. I felt fantastic, on top of the world. And I found some of my best friends like on social media. It's insane. I like talk to you guys more than I talk to my friends. I have like 2 friends, and and it is what it is. But it's like, I always tell people, even teaching group fitness, and when I friend them on Facebook, I'm like, there is no friendship like a fit friend, like no joke. And it's kind of cliche, but it's like, we just got extra endorphins running through our bodies, and we're just like naturally nice people. So so that is my story in a nutshell. I'm glad I got to share that with you guys because I do need to practice that. But that is my defining moment. So you go ahead and go up, Jen. All right. So on to the nitty gritty. So systems. I have been wrecking my brain kind of thinking about systems that work for me. And I think I have finally found my sweet spot in just organizing my brain and this chaos in my head. Like I told you guys before, I do work full time. I have 2 kids. I teach group fitness. And so my Beachbody business sometimes takes the back seat, but I found that with my organizational tools, it's easy for you just to kind of open your notebook and see where you left off and just pick it up where you left off. And it's been really effective for me thus far. So I did go to Smart Success with Shalene in March, and it was kind of the turning point for my business. Right now, I have a hard time retaining my coaches. They go in and out of activation, reasons that I'm not really trying to rack my brain over anymore. It's like, if you want it, you want it. I'm here for you. If you don't want it, then, on to the next. Yeah. But I'm going to show you guys the systems that I am currently using that have worked for me in building communication and relationships with people, because that's pretty much what we do, is we build relationships with people. And when you think of systems, I know you're thinking like CRMs and opt-ins and integrating your blog and your YouTube and everything. It's not that at all. That is kind of later on when you get to that level. But to start with, it does not have to be complicated. If it is a routine to you, it's a system. For instance, my kids going to bed. We have a system in place in our house. Daddy brushes their teeth. Daddy tucks, they come to me and give me a kiss goodnight. Daddy sings them a lullaby and he tucks them in bed. They know if mommy comes and tucks them in bed, then something's wrong because I never do it. So it's like, there's just systems in place. Just how you get up in the morning, that's a system. The key with keeping your systems is consistency. You have to keep doing the same things every day. It's like the compound effect. These small action tasks will compound into greater success in your business later on. Also, if it's not working, note it and tweak it. That is key. I've tried so many dang systems. I'm going to show you guys my stack of notebooks in a second. And I realized it wasn't working because one, I would leave a notebook here and there and it would get lost. So this is my old system here. Let me show you guys this here. And I have like 4 notebooks. It's ridiculous. Like I have my passion planner, of course. And in my passion planner, I get super, super detailed in what I do. So in here, like I plan my day to like the 30-minute increment. And I used to color code it, and then I started to forget what my colors were. So I was like, okay, we're not color coding anymore. I'm just going to write it and have to read it. So yeah, so I do everything super systematically, and it got so crazy for me. I literally had to write, let me show you guys. I literally had to write and make time for me to write my schedule for the next day. Like 8 p.m. every night, write your schedule out for the next day. Because I would get to my big girl job and I'm like, oh my God, let me write my schedule out for today. And I would leave things out. It wouldn't get done and I would just forget. And so it was really important for me to take some time before bed, before QT with my husband, and write out the next day's schedule, because you're more likely to remember more tasks before you go to sleep than when you're frantic at your full-time job and kind of crazy. So that's my passion planner. I used to have this planner. I stopped using it. This is where I wrote all challenger stats. I have all my challengers check in. So this is their name, like starting stats, their weight, their measurements. And I have them check in with me every Sunday, if not Monday. And every week I will write down the differences, do the math for them. They'll send me pictures. I usually do my own side bys because they don't want to see their bodies for whatever reason. So I'll do my own side bys and show it to them, be like, look what you did. Like, you're telling me you only lost 3 pounds, but look what you did. So that was my Challenger notebook. This notebook is for like my ideas, my personal development, all of my notes from Smart Success I rewrote in here. And it was like my ideas, like my to-do list, like this whole mess of a notebook was like all of that for me. And then the last one, this was filled with like all my format notes. Like, I am studying to get grit certified right now. So I would write out like my grit notes, my PIO notes are in here. And I was just a hot mess. Like, I'm like, my husband's like, why do you have so many dang notebooks? And I'm like, I thought I needed a notebook for everything. So go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. So now we're going to get to the meat, and I'm going to show you what I upgraded to and how it's working for me, because it is amazing. Like, I don't understand why I didn't think of this before. So with the advice of Jen, I started watching the Mr. Fit Republic's webinars, and those girls have got it going on. Like, I really dig them, and I'm really lucky to have spent a weekend with Andrea Crowder at the World's Greatest Speaker. And I just, like, as soon as I spoke to her, I knew she was like an introvert, because she wasn't, I think she was like a 3-star diamond at the time too. It was crazy. And she didn't really like talking to other people unless she really had to. But I knew she was smart. And I'm like, dude, she has some stuff going on back there. Like, and as soon as I saw her go 15-star diamond this year, I was like, duh, that girl, obviously she went 15-star diamond. So if you haven't yet, watch their videos, because they're so informative. I'm finding that I really want to mimic a lot of their videos. So this is one of their videos that I watched, and it was a Joelle Matson video where she talked about her notebook system. And I started it a week ago, and it has been amazing. So it's the notebook system. So now I have one notebook. So exciting. And it's a 5-subject notebook. Yeah, it's thicker than all heck, but it's like in one place, and I don't have to carry like multiple notebooks anymore. So this is the notebook system. You will have 5 sections. The first section is writing down your goals right there. And you can write down your biggest, hairiest, scariest goals, or goals that you think you're gonna, you know you're gonna reach. Like, my first goal is diamond by my 30th, which is June 1st. Like, hello, that's definitely gonna happen. I have savings, like everything that you want to happen, write it down and make it the first section, because if you make it as your first section, it's the first thing that you see when you open your notebook, and it just keeps you on your toes. Like, I'm like, dude, I need to make these things happen. And how am I going to do it? By the other sections of this notebook. Okay. So my next section is daily tracking. This is also pretty much what you would do on the business activity tracker in our back office. This has really helped me kind of see where I'm a little weak, in what areas I'm super strong. And I literally write down everything. It does not have to be perfect. What you write down just needs to jog your memory as to what you just did. So for instance, today I put scheduled post about my joys of teaching group fitness, Facebook post of the system of my grocery list, because I posted about that today. Messaged Stephanie on Facebook. She wants to start PIO. So it's just really mundane things that you normally wouldn't write down. But as soon as you send a message on Facebook on direct message, write that bad boy down, because you are going to want to follow up with these people in the next couple of days, if not a week. And it's super, super important that you see it pen to paper, because you're more likely to remember it. Let me see what else here. Oh, and another good thing to write down, as you know, we are in the business of relationships. I wrote down, there's a chick that just got certified in PIO, and she subbed for me. And I already knew in my mind that I wanted to present the opportunity to her if she was interested. So I wrote it down. Kelsey Hulse passed and is now AFA certified. and I congratulated her. I wrote down that I congratulated her, and I put a star by her name because stars mean coach prospects in my notebook. So make sure you have identifiers like that within your notes so you know when you go back, okay, have I presented to her yet? You know, what was our talking point? And yes, you may go through this kind of exercise and think like, okay, how is that really, how is that personal? Or how is that even, you know, really thinking about that person if I have to write it down? You care enough because you're writing it down. That is it. Like, no one else is going to remember that. Like, you really took the time out of your day and you're going to congratulate that person because you know it's the right thing to do. And that's how you build relationships. You may not present it off the bat, but as long as you keep those tabs open and keep that open dialect open, it's okay for you to jump back in and be like, hey, I saw that you are now teaching here and here. I would love to see your class. And that's another thing that I'm going to work on is going to other group instructors' classes. Because I think that that's just an added layer to presenting the opportunity. So that's something else I'm going to try. Instagram, I'll even write at her name was Fit and Thick Mom. And I was like, she is now following me as of today. And she is mom of a toddler boy. Like, I'll write little notes like that to jog my memory so I can come back to them if they comment on something of mine, or if I want to go ahead and take the extra effort, go on her page, comment on one of her transformation pictures, just little things like that, just to let you know that you're thinking about that person. Everything goes on there. Everything goes on your daily tracking. All right, next section, number 3. Notes and team calls and personal development. So this is a good place to just kind of write your notes on your national wake-up calls or on your calls just like this. That way you have it all in one spot. What I was taking notes on today is how I'm going to quit my job. And so I started writing out all of the bills that I am responsible for so that when it is time and I'm making that dang money, I'm going to be like, honey bunny, it's time for me to go. Mama's going to be home. So I started writing that out. I do have a lot of my notes still in this book from Smart Success. So I still might use this one. I can't let that one go yet. But I'm going to be writing a lot of National Wake Up Call notes here, as well as more of the webinars that I watch from other coaches. Next one is a coaches tab. So you want to have all of your stuff for your coaches, whether it be the days that you spoke to them, what you guys talked about, any frustrations or hesitations that they're having about the business, just everything, birthdays, what they have going on in their lives, big events that they have going on in their lives, if they're running their first 5K, like everything will go on your coach's page. And that's just a way for you to keep tabs on them. Next, my last one is ideas and projects. Sometimes like I'll be in the shower and I swear I have the best ideas in the shower. So I really think I'm going to get those like kid markers or like crayons that I could put in there and just like write heck of stuff like a psycho and like lipstick, like kill me. No, but I'm going to you know, there's so many times, or like when you're sitting in your car and you have such an amazing idea and you forget to write it down. So I put a tab. I don't have much there yet because I wrote it in my other notebook, but ideas and projects, things that I need to do to further my business or things that I think are a good idea to further my business. Like right now, the only thing I have written on here now is go to Prospective Coaches Group X classes, because my focus at the moment is building those relationships to build my team and retain coaches. So it's really, for me, it's about building those relationships so that you feel more comfortable presenting it to them. So also, I do want to say with the daily tracking portion, which was section 2 of the notebook, look at it frequently. Look at it and look back and see, okay, here I was a little heavy in presenting the opportunity. Maybe next week or tomorrow, I can do a pile push and really promote the actual sale so that I can promote challenge packs as well. So you can see a lot of unevenness in your approach. So you're able to look back and say, okay, I posted a lot of like bitchy things on my social media yesterday, like maybe I should be a little more positive today, So it's a really great way to look back and just see what you were doing, because a lot of the time people just post things haphazardly and they don't do it methodically. And it's a turnoff for me as a consumer. So just really be mindful in what you're posting. Last slide, please. All right. So what systems can do for your business? So absolutely, it can create efficiency in your communications with customers, coaches, and potential coaches, because you're going to know exactly when you spoke with somebody, when is a good time to follow up, setting those follow-ups, and setting the times that you can present the opportunity to people. It's just, there's no guesswork at all. Like, exactly who you spoke to. Sometimes I would literally, like, when I didn't have systems in place, I would look at my text messages and I'd be like, okay, let me scroll back like a week and let me see who I talked to. Or I would go back. It was so sad. I would go back and I would pick up a conversation from a Facebook message like, oh my God, I haven't answered in like 2 months. And I'm like, oh my God, sorry, I didn't get back to you. But are you still interested in that challenge pack? Like, hello, that's so moded. Like, you can't do it. That is not the way to go. And that is exactly what I was doing. And so set those follow-ups. A lot of the time, the majority of my people don't purchase until like the 4th time I come back and talk to them. And it's so true. It's so true, because it takes that many like, hey, how you doing? And just picking it up where you left off. It'll help you build strong relationships and create lifers. A lot of my lifers and multiple customers are people that I still talk to on a nearly daily basis. Like, it takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of remembering, but that's where your notebook comes into play. You don't have to remember it if you have it written down, and highlight the names that you should talk to often, that are going to be lifers, that you can influence into trying the newest program that we come out with, into helping you lead a challenge group, and just really emphasize and spend the majority of your time on that 20%, because that 20% is going to be the party that really helps you propel your business. And then last but not least, the compound effect. These small tasks that you do just by writing things down and helping you jog your memory as to those small relationships, no matter how insignificant. If you're just like, hey, how are your studies going with your personal training certification? Like, how is that going for you? How are, you're doing it all, you're managing your time. Like, small compliments will count as a follow-up. And these small things compounded over time will compound into great success. Like, I started writing handwritten thank you cards to all of my leads, and the success rate has been pretty cool. Like, they'll email me like, hey, I got your card, thank you. And I think it's the coolest thing in the world. Like, who doesn't love to get mail? Most people get mail if it's a bill, if it's like a credit card approval, and it's not fun. So when they see that nice little handwritten gesture, it's like amazing to them. I love getting mail. So it's so important just to do little tiny things, because those tiny insignificant things to you could mean the world to that person. So, and also in the daily tracking, back to that, because everything gets tracked. If I Facebook message somebody or like post on their wall, like, happy birthday, I hope you have a great day, that is going to go in my book. Like, anything's tiny is going to go in my book. So it doesn't matter how big or small, reach out to people. Something that I've been doing is looking up hashtags when I have a little bit of time at night, is I'll look up hashtags on Instagram and I'll literally comment. And if I know, and I look at their pages and their posts and they're like genuinely not getting spammed by spammy Beachbody coaches, don't do that. I hate spammy Beachbody coaches. Oh my God, like, let's connect on Facebook. Like, really? You didn't even like, oh my God, it's so annoying. It's like, grinds my gears. If I know that they're not getting approached by other people in that manner, like last night, that fit and thick mama, I looked at one of her transformation pictures and I was like, look at you. And it was like genuine. It was from the heart. And I was like, you look fantastic. And she commented me right back and started following me. So it's really small, insignificant things to you. And who knows, she'll be lurking and she'll be seeing what we're doing. So yeah, it's just all about creating organizational tools that work for you. For me at this moment, the notebook is clutch. Like, definitely get on that. It's a 5-subject notebook. And I can't wait to report back. Like, if you guys want to see me again in like 30 days and see how this whole notebook thing is going for me, like, I have no doubts that this system is going to be the turning point for my organization. I'm done.
Yay!
Woo!
Good job. Thank you.
My armpits are sweating.
Good job.
Nice. Okay,
Yay.
so
Thank you.
She talks.
Thank you.
Look at
Thank
her.
you so
We're like
much.
early. When I do a webinar, it's like 2 hours. So, so does anyone have any questions for Camilla?
Oh, I didn't write down when you were mentioning Joelle Matson, and you mentioned what their team was, but I didn't write it down fast enough.
Yeah, so they're Misfit Republic, MISFIT Republic. And they have crazy educational things on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to their webinars, because they are so informational and inspiring. Some of them are kind of like, okay, you just totally covered a national wake-up call. But I picked up so many vital tools from them, and they're just phenomenal.
Okay. Thank you.
I can definitely attest to that. Because when I sit in my office, that's because we'll go over personal development, and if you listen to the National Wake Up Call, you'll know, you fit it in where you can. And yeah, I stumbled upon them because there's a few of her diamond coaches that live in our area, and I actually trained a few of them in PIO. And so they're like Amy Silverman, but like a little less crude.
They're like the pretty girls of like the pretty girl version of
yeah,
because they're like super like polished and stuff,
Yeah, they're little Shalene Johnsons.
Yes, absolutely. But they're really cool people.
Okay, so does anyone else have any questions? Anything at all? Okay, I'll ask a question. Yeah. So and this is something we've already talked about, but I just want it to be vocalized. So like when you have time to work on your business, because we're all super busy. So what do you do? Like what are like your power hour consist of?
Yeah, my power hour, I usually write it out before I do it. And I kind of just look at what I need to get done for that day, whether it be follow-ups or emails. And I have to prioritize it because, it is only an hour. You don't have a crazy amount of time. So if I'm at a specific time of the month where I'm like, okay, I need to really push, I need like 2 Success Club points or what have you, it really depends on that month for me. So but a good rule of thumb for me is to invite 3 new people. I invite and to share the opportunity to at least 1, because inviting to like 3 is crazy. So I try to do at least 1 a day, invite 3 new to a challenge group, post on my social media outlets, which would be Instagram and Facebook, and on Facebook, that encompasses my groups, meaning my team, my challenge groups, whatever they may be. And I keep my themes for my challenge groups unison amongst all challenge groups so that I don't confuse myself. So it's on Facebook, team, challenge groups, and then a post on my actual page. And that's kind of what I focus on. And then whatever emails I can get to, I will. But I will tell you that if you focus, like laser focus for that 1 hour, there's no better feeling than checking something off your list. Like you get through them so quick with that undistracted focus, it's bananas. And I know I probably fired off hella things to you guys, but let me tell you, they're all so doable in that time frame. So doable.
Okay.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
If I can actually move my back. I'm trying to figure out how to connect to Instagram. And how do you utilize Instagram for your business? Is it mostly posting of pictures of, how does Instagram work in nature? That's the question I have.
So where
as it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because it took me a little while to figure out what my sweet spot was, and I started paying attention to when I was posting, the amount of likes I was getting, and what gets the most likes. You really have to pay close attention to those things. Are you hashtagging your pictures at all?
No.
Okay. No. So what I do in my iPhone, wherever you keep notes in your phone, I have a whole page of notes of like just hashtags I keep on deck.
Okay.
And I have like a gang load and a collection of hashtags that, depending on what I post, I will just put them in there. And I got my whole hashtag library either from Googling top fitness hashtags or top beauty blogger hashtags. Tags for likes was a really great
Tags for like.
Yeah, Tags for Likes was a good app because you're able to just kind of copy and paste from your phone and save them wherever you please. So hashtagging is key. For me, it's knowing what to post to. So people don't really like it when you post back to back. You have to kind of space your posts. So my sweet spot's kind of 2 a day. I try 3 a day, and like one or two of my posts wouldn't get any traction. So I'm like, okay, let me just do 2 a day so people kind of like anticipate my posts. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really think of these things. So what I did was, I can't do too many fitness related posts in a sequence because people get bored. They're like, all right, bitch, we know you work out. And they're just kind of like, hey, it's true, guys. It's so true, because I was like, nobody likes my fitness ones anymore, but people were liking like my makeup posts, like when I was pretty, when I had makeup on. So I was like, okay, let me throw maybe like 1 every 6 in there is like a pretty selfie, which like I wear makeup every 1 day a week. So I was like, dude, when I do wear makeup, I need to take hella selfies so I have them in my back pocket. You know? So, well, yeah, like people love being motivated by your fitness. They don't want to see that on a day-to-day basis. So it's really important for you to kind of pay attention. And if you have kids, people love your damn kids, man. Like people
right there.
I know, right? Who wants to see your grown-ass daughter? Yeah, so it's about like formulas and what really works for you, what your demographic is. Like, what are the type of people that you want to attract to you? That's what you want to be posting. So if you have kids, post cute pictures of your kids, funny shit your kids say, you know, like, and the most likes, no joke, are on my kid posts and like my pretty face posts. Like, and I'm like, that's like never, you know, I'm lucky if I have eyebrows on. So yeah, so it's really important just to see what your demographic is, the type of people that you want to attract, and space your posts out, because nobody wants to see your sweaty selfies like 6 times in a row in your feed. You know what I mean? So those are my tips.
Thank you.
Those are such amazing tips. And to kind of jump off of that, because I know, you know what, it's really funny, Camilla, there's actually 2 people on here that are coaches, and I found them on Instagram, or they found me on Instagram. So so that's definitely a true testament that, you know, you want to, I mean, that is such an untapped market, in my opinion, because you connect with so many different people. And the thing that, you know, I always remember that I try to think to myself, when someone, like, let's say someone clicks on your Instagram account, and then they just get that little, like, what, 6 photos, 7 photos, whatever. That's like a magazine cover. And so they want it, like, if it looked like, there's some people I follow because, you know, I like them or whatever, but it'll be like a picture of their dachshund, and then like a sunset, and then like a picture of a car, and then like 5 pictures of another sunset. Like, okay, like, what are you posting? Or like they'll post like family photos, and like, I don't know who you are. So just having, you know, your niche, and like the thing that Camilla said too, you know, who are you trying to attract to you? Like for me, you know, like I'm newly married, I have a dog, I don't have any kids, I'm moving, like, you know, like those are all things like I look for like a lighthearted kind of person, somebody that doesn't take themselves seriously. Like those are all things that I think about when I post. So I stopped like recently, in the last like 6 months, I stopped being so like PC, like politically correct, because that's just not who I am. I mean, I gotta like keep it on deck for a little bit because I can't say everything that I want to say, but you know, just letting my personality really shine through in my posts, you know, and like we all have different personalities, so just staying true to that. And yeah, just having that, like those 4 or 5 things that make you you and that you want to showcase. And like Camilla said, being methodical, I wrote that down. Being methodical, being mindful, like that is something that I know me and Jamie do. Like we totally have in our mind, like I know what time I'm going to post. I know that, like, and I already have my week kind of planned out in my head of like, okay, so like, because evenings are prime time, you know, to post whatever you want to post. If you want people to come to your challenge group, you know, for me, it's like I need people to come to my trainings and my challenge groups and get new coaches. Like I got to promote. But, you know, like Camilla said, and I think I actually just watched this on a Misfits Republic training webinar where they, you know, she has the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time it's a glimpse into her life, you know, it's her kids, it's her daily activities, it's, you know, and then like, then she sprinkles in the fitness a little bit.
Yes.
You know?
Because that's not all we are. That's definitely not all we are. And you don't want to show that that's all we do, because people are going to expect that from you. And you really need to let your personality shine through. Like some people are so hell-bent on like getting the pretty images and the texts on their photos. Like sometimes like you just got to be raw and you have to be real and you have to relate to people. So just type off the cusp what you're feeling, the struggles that you're feeling, because your struggles are what's going to connect you to that person that wants to so badly but is too scared to message you. You know what I mean? So I think it's really, really important just to be authentic and be real. And like Jen said, if I look at like the first 9 pictures of your feed and I don't get like a clear vision as to like what you're about, I'm like, I'm not going to hit follow. I'm not going to hit follow, you know? So it's really important, like, that your bio needs to be on point too. Like that's the first thing that they're going to read. And that's what they're going to base, if whether or not they're going to want to follow you on.
Let me ask you guys about the bio, because I just changed my bio like 2 days ago. Okay. Because it did say fitness coach before, and I had changed it intentionally when I made it fitness coach, because I was getting so many coaches commenting, which irritates me to no end because I know what they're doing.
Right.
When you comment and you don't like, then people can't see that you liked it. So it's like, oh, like, no, I don't play that. So I always delete them. But anyway, so that's why I put fitness coach in my bio. So I took it out recently because I was like, I'm seeing so many other people's bios where they're like, no shakes, no reps, I already have a coach, leave me alone. So I'm like, is that a deterrent now? So should I just put that I love fitness? So I just changed it to lover of fitness, because I don't want people to, I guess what I'm saying is, what do you guys have? I mean, I peeped you, Jen, and yours says that you're a fitness instructor. So it doesn't like flat out say, it may say something about it.
Mine says, like, I have fitness, and then in parentheses, I have instructor, coach, and master trainer. Because that's like, I mean, I can't deny that.
Right.
I'm a writer. No, I'm like, yeah, that's like what I do. So,
but I think that's way less. If I was a consumer and I wasn't a coach, I would be probably, if I was cautious and leery because I'd been pounced on, that wouldn't intimidate me, I don't think. But so I guess the question I'm asking is, what do you guys think about having that you're a coach in your bio, or is there a less threatening or a way to put it in there that's not so, that doesn't associate with you with the piranhas that are jumping on people?
Let me ask you this though. So what does it only say fitness coach? What do you have?
Oh no, it says like everything. So it says Jesus freak, wife, mom. Right now it says lover of fitness, but it used to say fitness coach. But I was like, I don't know.
Fitness coach, I think, is very, very specific, and I think you definitely should have it there. What I have right now is mom of two, devoted wife, online wellness and fitness coach, Insanity Pio instructor, and weight loss specialist for mamas. That's what I have. I haven't had any issues with those freaking sharks because I can't stand them. The only time that I will get those sharks is when I hashtag certain fitness things. Mm-hmm. But I think that you really should have like some type of like online wellness and fitness coach there, because it's super specific and they'll know like, okay, this girl knows what she's doing. Let me leave her alone. So I definitely think you should get super specific on that.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like,
all right, I'll change it back. I'm just saying it hadn't. Say it again.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, because that's what, I mean, when I'm on Instagram, and I don't know, Camilla, if you feel the same way, but when I'm looking for people, that's what I look for. I'm like, are they involved in Beachbody already? Are they already coaches? Are they not?
Right.
You know, and then you don't want to have that misconception of somebody, you know, following you being, because good Lord, I've had this happen when I wasn't taking my business seriously, where I had like 5 people buy T25 when I was doing it. And they were like, well, I didn't know. Oh, I could buy it from you. I didn't know that, you know, because I was just so, like, not confident to be like, yeah, no, I am a health and wellness coach, you know, so.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to say, like, for Beachbody, but I think if you throw it in here, it'll differentiate you from a fitness enthusiast to a professional, because that's essentially what we are. We're not just enthusiasts. We sell the products because we believe in them. And I think that that's definitely that disclaimer that takes you from, I just like to go to the gym and work out, to this is what I do and this is what I'm passionate about.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Last thing.
I have a question. Sorry,
yes, Harley. Yes.
I already asked this. Do you think you should keep your personal and business profiles separate? Or I know Jen keeps her personal and Jamie too.
Are you referring to Instagram?
Yeah.
To Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay. No, I would keep them the same. One, because it's super crazy to have multiple accounts and keep track of them effectively. And 2, we are in the business of relationships, and what better relationship can you kind of gain than letting people into a little bit of your life? A lot of my followers on my Instagram were like old beauty blogger friends from like 7 to 8 years ago that I kept in contact with, and they've become some of like my best customers. And it's because I share, we all started having kids together, and it's just crazy. So I definitely think that letting your customers or your potential customers into your everyday life and what you are as a person day to day, it may not be, you know, like, you don't have to share everything. You don't have to, you really don't have to share everything, but share just enough so that they get a little taste of what you're about and what you do, and and your heart, because that's really what draws people to you.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to say, because we're on the social media topic, and it was actually one of our local coaches on a webinar that said this, but she's like, the way I gauge if something's a good post or not, like, because, you know, you're going to post like, oh, here's my kids, like, we're doing this, whatever, glimpse into your life, right? But when it comes time to share stuff that you're like, oh my gosh, this makes me want to poop my pants. Like, I don't want to share this. It's super uncomfortable. Like, you know, and you start like sweating profusely before you even post it. That's something that you should share. So think of that. Like, if it makes you want to poop your pants, you probably should share it.
Yeah, if like right before you hit send, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen after this because I feel so nervous about it. Like, you probably should post it because it's that rawness and that realness that attracts people to you. And I'll tell you, like, it was the post that I really was like, what are people going to think of me? Like, this is like really raw. Like, I haven't even shared this with my husband, and I'll post it. And just the support and the outpouring love that you get because people have felt that exact same way. Like, those people come back to you and they're going to keep watching for your inspiration because you're brave enough to do something that they're not. And they dig that about you and they want to see that.
For sure. And keep sharing. I mean, don't share it every single post, but, just sprinkle your past into, like sprinkle your story into your life. And for those of you, I'm looking at my new coaches that, you've got like your first couple checks and you might be looking at it. Well, I know most of you are like, I got a check. So I know you ain't even tripping, but, like share what, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, I got to help like some people that I love. And, by doing that, I was able to buy my groceries this week, just little things like that, just sharing like that's what me and Camilla talk a lot about is coaching opportunity and not being ashamed that you're a coach. I think that was the biggest thing for me was being ashamed, feeling like I was pushy and that like people thought I was like a salesperson or I just, I didn't feel confident in the opportunity myself until I really sat down and like closed my eyes and was like, how has Beachbody made my life better? And like, how do I want to share that with other people?
Right.
And letting them into your life and letting them know, like, hey, it's just like when we share, our fitness journeys, even if for those of you that haven't shared your fitness journey publicly, that is like the number one thing you should do, because we've all got different transformations. And the most important transformation, in my opinion, listening to the Shaun T podcast is like the one that goes on in here and the one that goes on in here. Because we can all lose weight, but what people want to know is your heart. Like, where were you when you were size whatever? And then now you're, this size. And even if you're not at your goal weight, like sometimes your journey of just them watching you go through your journey is more inspiring than someone that, was like, oh, I'm here. And now, like our friend Kelly, I'm not saying her journey is not inspiring. It totally is. But it's hard to look at Kelly and be like, wow, she was like 150 pounds heavier. Like how did she do that? Like, I just can't even fathom.
Yeah.
So everyone's got their different sweet spots on what they can share with their story. And I love that Camilla took so much time to share hers. Because we all have a story. We all have a story. So,
yeah. And another thing that you guys should be sharing as you get deeper into coaching is recognition. Like, recognize your challengers. Like, I just recently started doing this. And it was through those recognitions that I gained like customers from those recognitions. So it's really important for you guys to shout out your customers. Like I did this one where I just posted about one of my 21 Day Fix girls, and I just talked about her journey with the 21 Day Fix, and I got like 6 emails just from that post. So it's so important that if you have a rank advancement, that you post it. If you have a new coach sign up, post it, because no one's going to really understand what you do until you share it.
Oh, Shizzy. Are there any other questions? I know we're all this is why, guys, so I think I told you guys having a success partner is so important. Me and Camilla literally talk like every single day.
Yeah, we do.
It felt weird because I didn't Vox her on the way home. I was like, well, she's going to be on the call, so I guess I don't really have to Vox her. But just having someone to check in with every single day to share this journey. I mean, look, like we're already on this call for like, over an hour, just kind of sharing our little nuggets of knowledge. So if you're not already in communications with someone on a daily basis, connect with someone on the group. I mean, like, okay, so raise your hand if you talk to someone on this team on a pretty consistent basis. Okay. Well, Mom, you talk to me. You better raise your hand. She's like, So, and that's the thing, that's such an important thing just having that bond. It's like, it's almost like you're, you know, each other's coaching husband and wifey. Like you're just going to understand things that like your actual significant other is just not going to understand. So anything else? Anybody want to share anything? Anybody got any big news? I know Harley has a birthday coming up. Ooh. Does anyone else have a birthday this month? No? Just Harley. Chelsea, welcome to the call. Chelsea's really wow, she's finally on the call. I'm gonna have to get you in person. I'm gonna get you a drink. No, I'm saying.
Oh, my twins turn 14 this month. It's April.
This month, yay! God, I can't believe you're 14-year-old.
He's like, wait, what month is it?
I know. I face plant.
Just wait.
All right, guys, I have to head out. I hear my husband yelling at my kids at the dinner table.
Actually, I have one big thing to say. I know it's small today, but I got to hang out with my godson. And he made my day, and is thinking about why I love coaching and fitness so much. He was happy over the small things. He was happy over baking cookies and going out to breakfast and watching a movie and cuddling. And I'm going, it just sort of took me back to my love of coaching. That the small things count.
Awesome.
And they don't care really. They care that you put your heart into it.
There you go. All right, Camilla, I'll let you leave, and then we're gonna jam out. We'll jam out a little bit.
Oh, stop. Are we dead? Party now.
Booty, 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 booty.
I farted my dog.
Go, Kelly.
Lucy.
Oh my God, what's Kristen doing down there?
That was awesome.
I'm like, I can't see her when I see her. I can't see her. Oh, now I can see everybody.
What is that?
It's autumn.
Oh, really?
Bad brawls and they came to play. Okay, it must be